game. It's a rich thing.
Today, we're focusing on the construction of Jamaica's Long Hill Bypass in St. James. What it is, where it runs, why it's being built, and what engineers actually have to do on the ground to turn steep hills and tight corners into a safer, faster highway. The Long Hill Bypass is a major new roadway that forms a key component of the wider Montego Bay Perimeter Road project. And its job is straightforward: provide an improved route around a section of the existing Long Hill corridor that has been known for heavy traffic, sharp bends, and serious safety concerns. As described by the National Road Operating and Constructing Company, the Long Hill Bypass component involves about 10.5 kilometers of rural arterial highway between the Montpelier area and Temple Gallery Road, with climbing lanes and escape ramps where required. Construction officially began in the Long Hill Bypass corridor in October 2024, as the project shifted from major works on other sections to active mobilization on the Long Hill leg. Now, when we say construction, we're not talking about simply widening a road you already know. This is largely new alignment, cutting into hillsides, building over and under local roads, putting in major drainage, and shaping a highway that can handle modern traffic volumes safely in mountainous terrain. The starting point on the north end connects near Temple Gallery/Clarence Nelson Drive, in the vicinity of Bogue Village and Montego Bay West Village housing estates, with the alignment heading generally south through scrubland and high terrain, crossing the Ramble Hill Road area by grade-separated overpass, then continuing toward key connection points near Anchovy and Montpelier. So let's walk through how a project like this gets built, step by step, using what has been publicly stated about the Long Hill Bypass design, and the real constraints the project team has faced in St. James. First comes finalizing the corridor and the design. Early concept documentation for the Perimeter Road project described the Long Hill Bypass as roughly 10.5 kilometers of two-lane rural arterial highway with climbing lanes and escape ramps, built to recognized highway standards, and laid out with multiple grade-separated intersections at key junctions, specifically at Wales Pond Road, Bogue Hill Drive, and the Anchovy Main Road, with grades in this section ranging roughly from 2% up to about 8%. Those design details matter because they dictate everything that comes after: how deep the cuts need to be, where bridges or underpasses go, how drainage must be routed, and what safety features like barriers, shoulders, and emergency escape ramps have to be engineered in. But design is never only a straight line on a map. In April 2024, NROCC representatives explained publicly that the Long Hill design had to be shifted to avoid affecting the Rockland Bird Sanctuary area in Lethe, which pushed the alignment roughly 500 meters east into more challenging, higher terrain. Terrain that would require massive cuts, reportedly approaching about 70 meters in places. That single adjustment changes the whole construction story. Deeper cuts mean more excavation, more slope stabilization, more engineered drainage, and more time-moving material. Once the alignment is locked in, the next big step is land acquisition and right-of-way. You can't build a highway through privately held parcels without a legal process, valuation, negotiation, and, sometimes, compulsory acquisition as a last resort. In October 2025, reporting on the project highlighted that land acquisition for the Long Hill Bypass involved the last few parcels needed for construction, and government officials spoke directly about the complexities of acquiring long-held property without ending up in court while still keeping the project moving. This is not a minor side issue. Land acquisition can control the schedule as much as excavators and asphalt do. If a critical parcel sits right where an interchange embankment or drainage channel must go, construction crews may have to pause or reroute, which adds cost and time. Cost, by the way, has been a major talking point. Reporting in 2025 noted that the Long Hill Bypass upgrade was linked to an increase on the overall project price tag by about $100 million. And by late 2025, it was being reported that the Long Hill Bypass was a late addition that helped push the project's cost higher, with figures reported around the $347 million range for the wider program. After land and design, construction starts with mobilization and clearing. This is when contractors establish site access, set up staging areas, bring in heavy equipment, and begin clearing vegetation along the approved corridor. On a hilly project like Long Hill, access is a project inside the project. Crews often need temporary haul roads to reach where the main highway will be, especially before the new roadbed exists. Clearing is followed by earthworks, the signature phase for a terrain-heavy bypass. Earthworks means cutting down high ground, filling low sections, and balancing material so the roadway can maintain safe grades and curves. That reported 70 meters of cut figure gives you a sense of scale. You're effectively carving a new shelf into the hillside, wide enough to support multiple lanes, shoulders, drainage, and safety barriers. And when you cut into a slope that steep, you don't just dig and walk away, you have to stabilize it through engineered slopes, benches, retaining structures where needed, erosion control fabrics, and careful water management so rainfall doesn't turn a cut face into a landslide. Next comes structures and grade separations, the bridge and underpass phase. The Long Hill Bypass planning documents describe grade-separated junctions at several roads, and also specify that the alignment crosses the Ramble Hill Road area with a grade-separated overpass. Grade separation is a big deal for safety and traffic flow because it removes dangerous at-grade crossing conflicts. But it's also one of the most complex construction activities. You're building foundations, abutments, beams, decks, approach embankments, and drainage all at once, often while maintaining local access below. And because you're in hilly terrain, every approach embankment must be engineered to resist settlement and heavy rainfall erosion. Right after major earthworks and structures, drainage becomes the backbone of the project. In western Jamaica, intense rainfall events can overwhelm culverts and channels if they're undersized or if the surrounding slopes shed water too quickly. Public project material for the wider perimeter road has repeatedly emphasized drainage planning, and even older consultation documents show that drainage improvements and assessments were treated as core design issues, with dust, noise, vibration, hydrology, and impacted structures all highlighted as matters raised by communities. On the Long Hill Bypass, drainage has to do two jobs at once: handle normal roadway runoff safely and protect the new cut slopes and embankments from washouts during heavy rain.